As of right now, she's definitely looking like she is going to be a big part of the future in building this championship caliber team.
Jaelyn Brown has been waived by the Fever according to WNBA transactions log. So, obviously,
that is a big part of the reason why Jaelyn Brown got cut is because of the Kayla Thompson situation. Now,
feel so bad for Jaelyn. Hate that we couldn't keep both. Like, I don't know what Jaelyn Brown brings. In fairness,
I honestly couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the Fever waived Jaelyn Brown. But after watching Michaela Timpson in those preseason games, it all started making sense.
Because Jaelyn Brown has simply been waived from the roster, and it looked like her relationship with Amber Cox just wasn't enough to keep her in-house.
Timpson's connection with Caitlin Clark in the pick-and-roll game is something special. The 18th pick rookie is playing with veteran confidence, and that front court depth was exactly what the Fever needed after struggling so much last season. Let me show you exactly why this move was a chess play, not a mistake. Kindly please like the video and subscribe to the channel to support us. When that Jaelyn Brown news hit Twitter, Fever fans absolutely lost it. Comment section was flooded with confusion.
So in a surprise to absolutely nobody, Jaelyn Brown has officially been waived by the Indiana Fever.
But was this actually shocking? Not if you watch those preseason games closely. Let me show you what Michaela Timpson brought that changed the entire conversation. First off, Timpson wasn't just good in preseason. She was efficient in ways nobody expected from an 18th pick. We're talking about someone who wasn't even on most draft boards back in April. Imagine being that overlooked and then suddenly outplaying veterans in training camp. That's exactly what happened. The numbers tell the story. Timpson averaged 6.2 points and 4.3 rebounds in just 16 minutes per game in preseason. That might not sound mind-blowing until you realize she shot 54% from the field and committed only 1.1 turnovers. Meanwhile, Brown was struggling to find consistency, shooting just 38% with more turnovers and fewer rebounds despite playing more minutes. You know what killed the Fever last season? Their front court was practically non-existent.
Rookie Michaela Timpson gets that last spot. Now, just like I stated, this should come as no surprise, bruh. Everybody knew.
Remember those games against Connecticut and New York where they got absolutely destroyed in the paint? Indiana had no answer when teams attacked inside. Their rebounding numbers were bottom 3 in the league, and their post defense was even worse. They needed a solution fast. Coach Stephanie White made it crystal clear in her last 3 press conferences. She wanted players who contribute beyond the stat sheet.
Apparently, Stephanie White contacting NBA coaches to try to improve, which is really good, which is good to see.
And if you watch the practice footage closely, Timpson's communication on defense jumped out immediately. She was calling switches, directing traffic, and getting everyone in position. That basketball IQ stood out in film sessions, especially compared to Brown, who sometimes looked lost in defensive rotations.
As of right now, she's definitely looking like she is going to be a big part of the future in building this championship caliber team.
The contract situation is another huge factor nobody's talking about. Timpson's 4-year rookie scale contract is actually brilliant with the new CBA coming in 2026. The Fever are locking in a useful player at a bargain price while salaries are about to explode across the league. Brown was going to need a new deal next year that would have cost significantly more.
Yeah, man, it's stated here, we have waived guard Jaelyn Brown. Thank you, Jaelyn. So
the front office is thinking 3 steps ahead here. But here's what really sealed the deal. The chemistry between Timpson and Caitlin Clark. Have you seen them running the pick and roll together? It's like they've been teammates for years.
Her and Caitlin coming off that pick and roll look really, really, really good. This is as expected, I hope. That is a big part of the reason why Jaelyn Brown got cut is because of the Kayla Thompson situation. Now,
in that second preseason game against Chicago, they connected on 4 straight possessions, and the Sky defenders had absolutely no answer. Clark would come off the screen, the defense would collapse, and Timpson would either slip to the basket or pop for an open 15-footer. Simple basketball that's surprisingly hard to stop.
Now we know Michaela Timpson, 18 pick in the draft, came out balling. She looked good.
Jaelyn Brown has been waived by the Fever according to WNBA transactions log. So, Obviously.
Watch the practice clips closely, and you'll see Clark literally pointing to spots where she wants Timpson to set screens. That level of trust between a rookie guard and a rookie forward doesn't happen by accident.
At the end of the day, dog, Michaela Timpson is like that on the basketball court. She was a steal for them, and
Their communication is next level, and it's translating to actual points. The skills Timpson brings are specifically what Brown couldn't provide. Elite screening, better defensive positioning, and that natural feel for the pick-and-roll game.
Indianapolis, man. Chloe Peterson stated Jaelyn Brown has been waived by the Fever according to WNBA transition log. The roster is down to 11.
Brown is more athletic and can create her own shot better. But the Fever don't need more isolation scorers. They need players who make Clark better. And Timpson does exactly that.
Rookie Michaela Timpson has made the Indiana Fever opening day roster. Indiana waived 26-year-old guard Jaelyn Brown on Tuesday afternoon.
The defensive improvement might be even more important. Timpson stays vertical on contests, doesn't bite on pump fakes, and takes charges. She recorded 5 drawn charges in preseason alone. That's elite awareness from someone who's supposed to be adjusting to the pro game. Timpson's passing is another underrated element. She averaged 2.3 assists in preseason, which is phenomenal for a front-court player in limited minutes. Her high-low feeds to Boston were perfect, hitting her teammate right where she wanted the ball. The coaching staff noticed something else too.
So it looked like Jaelyn Brown has been cut by the Indiana Fever. I spoke about this earlier today.
When Timpson was on the floor, the team's pace increased. They got into their sets faster, the ball moved quicker, and the offense flowed better. The analytics team highlighted that lineups with Timpson had a significantly higher offensive rating than those with Brown.
Got to give it some time. Such a shame for anyone to lose their job, but happy for Timpson. Good luck to Jaelyn Brown. Timpson is it. Let's go.
Feel so bad for Jaelyn. Hate that we couldn't keep both. Like, I don't know what Jaelyn Brown brings. In fairness,
This roster change should have Fever fans excited about what's coming. They didn't just swap one player for another. They addressed their biggest weakness from last season while setting up their star rookie for even more success. The front court depth suddenly looks solid, and the Clark-Timpson connection gives them a reliable offensive weapon they can use against any team.
Has been a trade or signed as rookie for Michaela Timpson has made the Fever roster. Now, this is an article that has been released by the Indy Star.
she was a hell of a lot better than I expected. Offensively, she wasn't good. I know she hit 2 shots in the last game, but like, she was really good defensively.
The question now becomes, what does this mean for their season outlook? With this improved roster construction and better fit around their star players, the Fever might just make some serious noise much earlier than anyone expected.